YouTube? It is your boy. Oh, she did it! She did it! What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lowpes, and welcome back to another episode. Kind of forgot to do the intro, kind of not. I did it, didn't record, so I have to do an intro. So you're gonna see me look completely different than the next clip. So I have to redo it for you guys because I didn't want a weird type of video where it just starts without an intro. You guys deserve an intro because you guys are the best. You guys are my fam jams. So let's get into it. Today we basically did something to the car. You're gonna see. You gotta guess what it is. It's a 10th Gen Civic Si. We have more coming. In this video we explain what's happening with the CSX Type S and why I haven't been driving it. So stay tuned for that. It's kind of interesting. Also, if you haven't noticed, I am shooting in 4K. So I've invested into you guys once again. I've somewhat built a computer, a Z800 workstation. Got some nice goodies in there. So it's a beast of a computer, size and performance, but now we'll be able to do 4K if you guys are into that. And if you can't, just watch it in 1080p. You shouldn't have a problem depending on your computer, but the quality has been all the way up. Now, next step is 8K. No, I'm just joking, no 8K for now. But the 4K is here and I can use the full quality of my camera. And because I'm able to edit, because before I was using 2007 MacBook Pro and now I'm using a PC with Adobe Premiere, so I'm learning how to use Adobe Premiere and because I cannot run Final Cut. But let's get into the video. Thank you guys for all the love and support lately. We've been having a lot of good feedback on the channel and all the 2018 Civic Si mods. Like I said again, the CSX, we still have stuff for that, don't worry, just keep tuned. We'll speak about it in the next following clips. I hope you enjoy. It's a bit of a review of what I've done, and yeah. So let's roll to the other clip.
So, by looking at the car, what do you guys think I did by just looking at it? Guess. I wonder what's been eliminated. A lot of that wheel gap, that's what. So yes, I put some springs on the car. Now you're asking, Chris, you always say do it once, do it right. Why didn't you put suspension, like full-on coils? So here's my reasoning. If I do a full-on coil, I will lose the adjustable dampening, which I absolutely love. And you'll get an engine light and all that. So suspension hasn't come out for the car yet that I'm aware of that eliminates those issues. Until then, we're gonna rock the springs. It did a great low. It looks great. And the ride's actually pretty good. We're gonna go for an in-car drive. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see basically my reactions and your reactions. And we'll talk about something else inside the car too, something I did. I couldn't do it on camera once again, but we're gonna talk about it. And we'll get more into it in a different video. If you guys have been enjoying that 10th gen content, smash that like button below. We have some talking to do about her. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we'll get into the car. We have a bit of driving to do. We're gonna do that. But let's take a look at the car a little closer. So, the D2 springs is what I went with. It lowers the car quite nice. As you guys can see, this thing for a spring lowered it quite nice. It's sitting so much better. I'm enjoying the car so much better just for that reason alone. It looks like mean. Obviously, I need wheels. They are inset just a bit. Right, obviously we can fix that with spacers and camber arms and all that stuff. And we do have some camber. Yeah, let's go camber club. What's up? Camber gang, battle gang. Not as much on this side, which is odd. Mainly, most of it sitting on this wheel. That's it for now. We both have a bit of camber, but not as much. The drive's pretty good. But we're gonna get into it. It looks great. I hope you guys like it. And we're gonna continue to do mods on 10th gen and the CSX, so don't you worry, but we have to talk about the CSX afterwards. I actually may want to put the RPF ones onto the SI just to test it out and see how it looks. But ideally, I think I'm gonna go with an 18-inch wheel, maybe 18 by 9 plus 35. keep the OEM tires for now until they wear out, and that may be it. Don't know what wheel yet. RPF 1, work CRA Kai, something along those lines, but let's get into it. I got you hooked up to the window. You're gonna get an in-car kind of review. We're gonna talk about the springs, how I like them, how they feel. We're gonna go from comfort to sport mode so you guys know the difference. And we're gonna talk about some other stuff, what's going on with the CSX and all that. I ain't selling it. Relax, settle down. All right, let's go off. I'm just going to throw an Easter egg here. I'm just gonna adjust my tunes through the steering wheel. If you guys know what video might be coming next. All right, that's enough. So you're probably asking yourself, Chris, why? Why D2? You know, you always go for the bigger brands, you know, the higher end stuff. Why D2? So let's talk about why D2. So first of all, D2. This is a little sketchy area here. Just give me a quick second. Why D2? I chose D2 simply because it gave me one of the best drops. It's that easy. And I know eventually I want to go a full coil on this when they come out with the coils that react with the active dampening. And I did not want to get a coil and have, you know, all these lights on and all that type of funky stuff. So I went with the spring, and I had many choices for springs to go with, but I decided to go with D2. You know, I've never really bought anything from D2. I heard they're not the greatest quality springs, but as you see me driving, we're not bouncing around that much. I think they get a, you know, the rep isn't as good as it should be. I think they're a quality company. The springs I've had for maybe about a solid week, so I've hit some bad potholes. I've scraped already, mud flaps I believe, or the, you know, the guards there. So I have scraped, but the thing is, they ride good. They really do. So I'm in comfort mode right now. I'm feeling a good, like, not much, it's not that much stiffer than stock. Stock obviously is gonna ride better, but you're not gonna get the drop you want, right? You're gonna have that stock gap that nobody likes. Every car on earth, doesn't matter what car you're looking at, looks better lowered. The only exceptions may be lifted trucks. That's my appeal on it. But we are in comfort mode. I am driving through just city roads, nothing too harsh, but the thing I've noticed in comfort mode that you guys will notice when you get it, if you start getting not to like potholes and rough areas, but you start getting to like divots in the road, you feel it more. It's a little more bouncy than it should be in comfort mode, which is fine because you can go to sport mode, which half of you guys are in anyway, I'm assuming. Maybe more than half. 99% of the time I'm in sport mode too, because race car. So we're in comfort mode right now. Car's driving absolutely fine. You do feel the bumps a little more than you would for a stock spring, but once again, you got to compromise a little bit for the low you get. It doesn't matter if you even go a coil, it's always going to be stiffer. And obviously you want stiffer because you want to be able to corner a little better and whatnot. So now let's put it into sport mode. So right away, once you put it into sport mode, you guys know, steering gets a little tighter, suspension gets a little stiffer. I just hit a sewer, not bad at all. You do feel the bumps a lot more, you do feel the divots in the road, and you do feel the little bumps and all the little crevices, especially if you have a different tire. So I'm on stock tires, stock wheels still, so I got a bit of a thicker tire compared to most. If you're on a thin tire like a 205/40, you're gonna feel absolutely everything and more. So you may, depending on the tire size you guys use, you may see different results in the suspension just from that alone. But I'm talking about stock tires, stock wheels, which I do want to switch up anyway. So we're driving absolutely fine. I'm gonna hit some corners. Let's just, the car's still quiet as hell. I think I may want to do a muffler delete and a resonator delete. I'm not sure about the resonator because then I'm gonna get a little more rasp and I don't like that. So we're gonna do a muffler delete, and we're most likely, we'll see when that happens. So we're about to hit a turn. Let's just downshift a little. We're good. Like, this thing's just handling. You're hitting a little more bumps. See the divots in the road. You guys can probably see in the camera. You do feel a little more. I think it gives you almost a 2-inch drop. So you eliminate basically all your wheel gap. And that was a nice pull right there. This is my review. People might think differently. This is what I think with my tire setup and the way my set are riding. So now you're gonna ask yourselves again another question. Chris, you've done all the installs before. Why didn't you do this one? Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, I don't have a spring compressor, and I was really debating on doing, you know, the zip tie trick, or just ordering one, whatnot. But I was I was highly debating. So the springs were sitting in the car for most of the time, and like maybe a good like 4 or 5 days, maybe a little longer, a week or two. They were sitting in the car, and I was just debating on what to do with it. And then one day, I have a friend of mine that works at a shop, AST, his name is Bobby, and I gave him a call. I'm like, would you want to install the springs? But I'm at work, so my job is maybe like 10 minutes away from the mechanics. So what I ended up doing is just dropping it off, and I paid for it, unfortunately. If it was a full coil, I would have done it myself at home. So I said, you know what, why not? Let's drop it off at Bobby's. Another reason I didn't want to do it at home, a lot of people doing the springs at home have been ripping their axle boots. A lot of people try taking the spring out without taking the nut off the axle and removing the whole hub from the axle, which, you know, is highly recommended. And I'm assuming on this new car it'd be not that hard to do because all the bolts, you know, are pretty much, you know, not seized and whatnot. If it was a CSX, I've done it before and it was a pain in the ass. I've done the axle on the Subaru in the past too, so it's not like we don't know how to do it. It's just, you know, if you have the patience to do it. This mod, I decided not to do it. Many more mods coming, we are going to do. I want to get a downpipe, I want to get a front mount, I want to get an intake, and I want to get this tuned and see what numbers we can push out of the stock turbo. I read, don't quote me, the exhaust is good up to 300. I'm not a big fan of how the HDMI output kind of looks, but what I'm thinking about doing is either a quad or a 3-tip exhaust, kind of like the Type R, but I kind of like the quad, and I was going to do like a polished finish, and that's what I was debating on doing. Don't know yet. That or like a burnt tip, you know, those are a couple of the things. So we've talked about the suspension and why I chose it. We talked about why I didn't do it at home. And we talked about how the ride is. And now let's talk about the CSX, the supercharged CSX. Where has it been? We did that mod video, that was a couple weeks back. So my birthday was July. I'm not gonna tell you the exact date, but it is July. And e-test came around here. So every 2 years you gotta do e-test. Last time I did e-test, it was not supercharged. So one thing I've been noticing on my air fuel is that, you know, the readings are fluctuating quite a bit. So I'm assuming the O2 is starting to go. The problem with this O2 on basically the Skunk 2 header, it's pretty much seized in there. So what we did with the other O2 is we cut the wires and then we basically kind of tapped them into the O2 now and did all that. So I tried going, whatever, that's all a different story. So I tried getting the e-test done. We brought it and basically it failed. So it just said it's not ready, it's not ready, it's not ready. So now what we gotta do is I gotta jack the car up. I'm gonna try to put in a defouler in it, see if that helps. It should help because it does help many cars. And if that still doesn't work, the O2 is shot. The O2 is quite expensive, 150 bucks, and the e-test is free. So I'm gonna just try doing the defouler and see if that works, and hope that it passes, and then we can have the car on the road again. And I know we're already in kind of late August. The car's been sitting for quite a bit. Unfortunately, trust me, I miss it just as much as you guys, but I've been super busy. I work 2 jobs. I make all these YouTube videos as well on top of 2 jobs. So you guys gotta bear with me just a bit. That is what's going on with the CSX, and that's why you haven't seen too many CSX videos, and it kind of hurts me because the season's ending. We're already in August, then we have August, September, October, where I'll probably keep it up until as long as it doesn't snow. That is the update. This is more of an update video on what's going on. The 18SI, a couple of the mods I want to do, full bolt-ons. A couple of the mods I want to do is full bolt-ons. I want to put some wheels on here. Recommend what type of wheels you guys like to see. Don't go anything crazy big baller because I ain't going to spend that on my daily. Reps, no reps, whatever. Ideally I'd like real, but for a daily, if I get reps, that's fine because I'll probably winter drive with them anyway. You gotta look like a boss driving in the winter with a front wheel drive car, right? I have a question for you guys. I know we've talked about it in the past, but would anyone be interested in any type of slap-on stickers, banners, just a small little one saying Chris Lowpes, C Lowpes, you know, a couple of those. We talked about it in the past. Eventually I'd like to do not a big lineup of apparel, but a few shirts and stuff like that, depending on how, you know, how the channel goes. So far we've been growing quite well, every day getting subscribers. Once we hit around the 5K mark, that's when we'll really start like investing into it. Good news, guys, I am sponsored by PRL. It's not a full sponsorship, but it's still a pretty good one. I get a nice discount off them. Shout out to PRL. As you guys know, we built a computer. Now we're able to render, we're able to shoot, we're able to do everything in 4K. If you guys like the 4K, let me know. Message me, you know, comment down below and let me know about that. If you guys enjoyed this, it was just a little review of what I think about the D2 springs. And so far, I'll give it, let's say, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Why I say 8 to 9 out of 10 and not 10 out of 10 is because you do lose a bit of your suspension quality, just a bit, nothing too harshly, nothing too crazy. But when you actually corner, yeah, it feels a lot better, which is nice. I wish I had more roads around here that we can take some more corners on, but we don't. But the low is great, the look is great, the price is great, and that's basically it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure once again doing a video for you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peace out. Do it once, do it right. If you like what you see, subscribe down below for more videos of the 18 SI and my 2007 CSX. Peace.